Hi, good evening, and a warm welcome to all the participants in today's webinar. We'll wait for a couple of minutes to allow other participants to join and settle down, and then we'll get started. Firstly, let's get started with my introduction. So, my name is Adnan. I'm Director SME E-commerce Growth at Global Inker, and my functional area or focus area at Global Inker is, of course, digital commerce. But in addition to that, I conduct a lot of training sessions and webinars and workshops, etc. The objective is to share as much knowledge as possible with business owners so that they can use the digital technology solutions which are available these days to grow their business. Because you'll also agree that in today's day and age, availability of technology solution is no longer a challenge. The challenge is knowing how to use it. And that's where we try to contribute as much as possible. So far, I've conducted more than 500 such sessions and had the wonderful opportunity of connecting and networking or interacting with about 12,000 businesses in various countries. So that was a quick introduction about myself. As we were waiting for other participants to join, I thought it will be great to share my introduction. Now, at the same time, because I've introduced myself and I'm going to add my contact details in the chat as well. So I will also encourage, or I will also request that you should also use this opportunity to network with other wonderful business owners who are also joining us here today, because God knows you may be able to find a buyer or supplier in this meeting. And it has actually happened in past also that uh, participants were able to connect, and in fact, they were able to crack a deal in this session. Obviously, that is not the agenda, but that is something that you can do on the side. All right, so that is a introduction about myself, and I've also shared my contact details in the chat. So as I mentioned, we are just waiting for everyone to join in and settle down. So next important thing that I wanted to share with you is that how are you going to interact in this webinar? Because if you're just hearing us out and you're not interacting, that's where it will become very monotonous and obviously very disengaging as well, right? If I was in your place, I'll get absolutely bored. So how can you interact? There are two tools that we will be using. First tool is something that you have already seen me use, that is chat. So chat is something that will be using for our interactions. So if there's anything on which I need your input, like what do you think, or what is your understanding? If I want to understand about your thoughts, uh, your understanding or imagination of that particular concept. So for that, we will be using what? Chat. Right? Now for questions, obviously you will have questions, and Fio's team is also joining us here today. So you may have a question for them. So for questions, Zoom has a dedicated feature which is called Q&A. Down below, you can see that. If you're joining through laptop or desktop, you'll see down below in the navigation, you have an option which should be somewhere here, which says Q&A. So using that option, you should ask questions. Again, I'm clarifying. For question, what is the tool that we are going to use? Q&A. For our interactions, we'll be using chat. Now, chat is something that you can also use to interact with other business owners who are also joining us here today, sharing with them what you do, from where you are, what is the product or service that you deal in, and of course, your website and contact details should be added to that. Right. So that is a suggestion on the side. If you want, you can do that. So now we should get started. So, firstly, let me welcome FIO's team. So, we are joined us here today by Mr. Prateek, Mr. Mukesh, and Mr. Manoj. All three of them are FIO officials. So, I would like to welcome them to today's webinar. And I would like to request if Mr. Prateek can share a few words on Indian Business Portal to get started with the webinar.
Hi Adnan, hello everyone. My name is Prateek Navle, and today I'm here to basically with my two colleagues, Mr. Mukesh and Mr. Manoj. Most of people are aware about the Federation of Indian Export Organization, which is an apex body, which help exporters to basically exports their product, to encourage them basically to take your product into the global markets. So we have a different services, and maybe any participants can reach us to discuss more about the FIO services. Today we are going to discuss about an Indian business portal, which is a marketplace which allows every exporters to basically start their export business either to B2B route or to B2C. And when we talk about the B2C, it is more of an e-commerce exports. So when the people are, let's say the participants must be having questions about when we are talking about the B2C and how many orders we have, does it equivalent to Amazon, does it equivalent to any Flipkarts and all that. So let me give any clarity about that. The Flipkarts and the, let's say the Amazon, they works on a different model. Here we are basically, our objective is to basically give the digital visibility to every exporters, every businesses, so they can have their own visibility, they can have their own websites. So whenever the exporters comes to us that they wanted to start an export, we used to ask them that, okay, what is your, where is your website? Is there any catalog? And this is the answer for that particular questions, that yes, you have your particular website. Any exporter who want to start an exports, if he want to start, if he's going for a website development, he used to invest a lot of money for that. Here on the Indian business portal, you can create your first e-commerce store. You can start selling in domestic market or international market. And if you wanted to basically connect with an FIE's efforts and IBP's traffic, then you can integrate your store on Indian business portal. Creating stores by your own is absolutely free. There is no charge. Every Friday, most probably, we are doing a sessions, and Adnan is doing a session on every day, most probably. But if you want to take the help of any professional agency, then our partner Global Linker is there, who is the representative. Adnan is a representative of that company, and they charge for that. Now, I would like to just highlight that a lot of inquiries are coming on Indian business portal. You have seen that recently we have basically carefully starting the evaluating the profiles of exporters, because most of the exporters we have seen are sending the bogus representations to the foreign buyers, and that we have received the complaints. So any exporter or the manufacturer who are basically submitting their interest on the inquiries coming on Indian business portal, please make sure that you should provide the legit information. We are also checking the information which you have provided on your website. So because we need to basically provide the authentic informations to the buyer. So submitting on informations on Indian business portal, it is absolutely free, irrespective of you are a member of FIO or any other export promotion council, or even if you are not an exporter, still there is an option that you can provide your interest particular to those queries. Now, second point I would like to address, that there are very less inquiries coming on Indian business portal because of so many queries we have, and we are trying to do such due diligence, taking to the buyer on online interactions, where we wanted to understand that why buyer should legit, he should provide the proper information. And that is how you have seen the upcoming inquiries coming on Indian business portal. They have the very technical specifications. So with this, I would not like to extend my basically views on it. I would ask Adnan to give more information about that, how to connect the foreign buyers, what kind of queries are there. And if anybody has any questions, my colleague Mukesh and Manoj are there to help you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prateek, for the wonderful introduction, especially about Indian Business Portal and valuable insights that you have shared. So this is where we will now proceed ahead with the main agenda, that is how to connect with foreign buyers on Indian Business Portal. And this is where I'm going to start sharing my screen. So within next few seconds, you'll start seeing my screen. And that is where I will need a little help from your side. The moment I'll start sharing my screen, most of you will start seeing it, but it has happened in few of my sessions in the past. There were certain members who were facing issues with the screen share. So just in case, I'm just holding the screen share for a couple of seconds to share this input. So God forbid if I start the screen share and you're not able to see it, what is the solution? What should you do? Because once I start the screen share, obviously I'll start explaining the topic, and that's where I may not be able to stop it and help you out. So in that case, what is the solution? So I already want to share a solution with you. The solution is that, and it mostly happens because of two reasons. What are those reasons? The first one, if you're joining through a smart device, there is a possibility that the application is not updated. So in case your application is out of date, just update it and then join back again. The second possibility is internet connection, the bandwidth. So in that case, try to fix that issue and that should solve the problem. All right, so this is where now I am going to start sharing my screen. And as the title of the webinar suggests, it is how to connect with foreign buyers on Indian business portal. So that is where we will be focusing on. So the first part of our discussion will be around how to connect with foreign buyers on Indian business portal. So that is something that we'll be getting started with. Now, I can imagine many of you would want to understand how do we become part of Indian business portal, how we start showcasing our offerings on Indian business portal, right? So that is something I am also going to explain to you, but we'll do that a little later towards the end of the session. But I will certainly share that, right? So don't worry on that. All right, so we'll get started here. And as I mentioned earlier, please do let me know if you are able to see my screen so that I am sure that you are able to see the screen. So just chat yes. Wonderful. Thank you, everyone. So there are so many, I can't name everyone. So thank you, everyone, for confirming that you're able to see the screen. That is wonderful. I can see a few of the participants are raising their hands. I'll sincerely request that you shouldn't do that. If you have a question, add that in the Q&A, because by raising hand, you are triggering this overlay. Now, it is not very bothersome for me, but for the other participants, it will start appearing like a black box on their screen. So it is a little bothersome for them. So please avoid doing that. If you have a question, add that in the Q&A. If possible, I'll answer that right away. If not, we'll take it up in the question and answer round towards the end of the session. All right, so let's begin with our first topic, and that is how to connect with foreign buyers on Indian business portal. So there are broadly two processes which are there. What are those processes? So the first process is wherein a international buyer either comes to Indian business portal or they connect with FIO and they share their requirement that this is what we want to import from India. And can you please help us connect with suitable exporters? And that is what Prateek was also mentioning about that exercise. I'm going to take you through that. So again, just reiterating for everyone's reference, the first process is wherein the international buyer has expressed their desire that this is what we want to import from India, and they are requesting for quotation, they are requesting for representation from Indian exporters. How does those requirements are displayed, or if you want to see what are those requirements, where do you go and see them? You have to go to Indian business portal, and I'm going to quickly show you where those requirements are displayed. In case you're wondering how do a international buyer submit their requisition, so this is where you can see post buying requirements. So this is where international buyer comes and they share their requirement. All right, now coming back to the topic. So where are those representation, or where are those requirements displayed? Those requirements are displayed on the home page of Indian business portal. This is where you can see there are a number of requirements which are displayed here. Now here, you can click on view all and it will take you to the more detailed page. This is where you can see all the requirements, the open one, the closed one, all of them are displayed here. Now, as an exporter, what are you expected to do? You are expected to click on this button which says click here, and it will take you to another page which firstly has the details of the requirement. This is where you can see the details of the requirement are listed here. So it is important, or it is crucial, that you should go through this step, right? So don't jump the gun. Don't just get started with filling the form without reading this. It is extremely important that you should read the requirement and be absolutely clear. I'm assuming you are all professional exporters and businessmen, so you must be doing that. I'm just hinting on that. I'm not doubting that you'll not be doing it. Certainly you will be doing it, but I'm just suggesting that when you're doing that, just pay a little more attention here. Review the requirement. Once you have reviewed the requirement and you're absolutely sure that this is something I can export, in that case, then you can move on to fill the form. How do you go about that? So first piece of information is your email ID, then your company name, your name, mobile number, your IC code, you have to specify whether you're a manufacturer, exporter, or merchant exporter, and then your MSME or factory license certificate, your copy of IEC, and then if you are a FIO or Export Promotion Council member, you can upload the RCMC certificate, and then you have to specify whether you are part of Indian Business Portal or not. You can select yes or no, and if you are part of Indian Business Portal, then the link of your online store, and then you have to specify, do you have an experience of exporting products like timber, wood, joiner industry? And if you have experience, that is what you have to specify here. It looks quite simple, but this is where we have seen so many exporters making a mistake. What is that? So this is where you're asked to share your experience. And now a lot of exporters, what they do, they just type, yes, we have experience. But this is where you have to be a little more detailed. You have to explain that we have this experience, we have exported this much, that much to this client, that client, and all that information. Because in if I have to put it in very simple words, the objective should be your objective should be when you're filling this form should be to impress the international buyer, right? I'm saying that again so that everyone is absolutely clear. When you are filling this form, obviously you're submitting your requisition and you want to do this business, you want this business. How will you make sure that you're getting this business? Obviously, you have to fill up this form. But what is that additional that you can do to ensure or increase your chances of getting this order? You have to add this information. This is where you have a chance to present yourself. This is where you have a chance to shine, right? So add information that this is what we have done, this is our experience, so that if you're a startup, then add information like what is the unique thing that you're bringing on the table. Add that information because they'll be reviewing so many requisitions which are coming. That is where if you're not standing out, then your chances of being selected are going to be lower. So that is where it is extremely important. And as I said earlier, you're all professionals. So I'm believing that you all will be doing that, but this is just a suggestion or something that we have seen. That's why we are suggesting that when you are filling and not just requisition, but whichever requisition that you'll be filling in, keep this point in mind. And then we have the next point is you have experience of exporting to Mauritius, and then about the business capabilities is another point that you have. This where you have to talk about your experience. This where you have to talk about your capabilities. There's another point for you to shine to impress the international buyer. So this is where again you should not just be adding few basic details. We have this capability. Be a little more elaborate, and this is where add more details so that at the end of the day, when international buyer is reviewing, they can see more information. The more information you will be presenting to them, the chances of they selecting you will be high, right? So just do that. So this is how you have to simply fill the requisition once the period gets over. So every requisition is valid for a certain period of time. It is not valid indefinitely. It is valid only for a certain period of time. So for example, this will get closed on 14th November. So this is where you have to submit your requisitions before 14th November. Now, once this gets closed, that's where the details are shared with the international buyer. They review it and then they decide which exporter they would want to connect with. Sometimes they're not able to take that decision. So in that case, sometime they ask FIO to share their contact details with the exporters. In case they do that, FIO will be sharing their contact details with all the exporters who have submitted the requisition. In case they have shortlisted you, then they will be connecting with you directly. All right. So I hope this part is clear with everyone. In case there's a question, then add that in the Q&A. I'll try to answer that. I can see there's a comment that audio is not there. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Audible. Please go ahead.
So I think there may be an issue with the member's device. So I don't see any question related to this particular method. So let's move on. Let's try to understand. In case you're adding a question, don't worry, I'll answer that. So it will not like get missed. So now I'm going to share with you what is the second method, because I told you there are two methods. The first one is wherein they are telling that this is what I want to import from India. And if you are an exporter, please connect with me. So this is the first method or the first approach that international buyers take. The second approach is where they decide or they identify that this is the exporter that I want to import or do business with, and then they connect with you. How do they do that? Obviously, that is not relevant to you, but how will they connect with you? That is relevant to you. So that is something that I'm going to share with you. And for that, I'm going to switch the screen and take you to few profiles which I've opened just for the benefit of time. So this is one profile. They are a ethnic wear and garment or sari exporter. And this is their profile on Indian Business Portal. We are on Indian Business Portal. So this is where you can imagine a scenario that there's an international buyer and they have shortlisted this particular exporter. So now how will they be communicating with you? How will they be connecting with you? Right? That is what I'm trying to explain to you. But before that, let me just give a very quick walkthrough of the profile, because this is also very important. Because when you are joining Indian Business Portal, and if you're missing out on any of these points, there is a chance, there is a possibility that you may be the best supplier of that product or the best exporter of that product, but you may not get the deal, you may not get the business, because if you are missing out on any of these points. So that's where I'll take like 2 minutes of yours and explain the profile, because this is crucial. This is where that decision whether I will be doing business with this particular exporter or not, that is taken. So this is crucial. All right. So we are looking at the profile. What are the elements? The first element that we are seeing on the screen is obviously the catalog. The various products are displayed here. And then we have about us. This is crucial because, and this is where I am taking a step to the side just to help you understand uh, or give you a solution that will help you in growing your business directly, right? So if I have to break down this problem that we are all trying to solve, that we have to grow our business and we want to grow it digitally. We want to get business digitally, right? Now, if you have to break that down into multiple parts, it can be divided in two parts. First part is what I call the discoverability challenge, and the second part is what I call the credibility challenge. Right? Discoverability challenge is where your business should be found by potential customers. So if I'm looking for your product, I should be able to find you. So if I'm searching for it or if I'm going to a certain platform, I should be able to find you. And this is where Indian Business Portal plays a significant role. It helps you solve that discoverability challenge. The second challenge is, or the second part of the challenge is the credibility challenge, right? So someone has come across your profile or they have come across your website. Now, how do they know that you are a trustworthy business, you are a credible business, you are not a fraud, right? How do they know? By reviewing this information. So this is where a lot of businesses I've seen that they don't give the equal amount of weightage. They put in a lot of emphasis on the product data, and they'll spend like crazy on the photo shoots and all. And this is where when it comes to their business information, that is where it is added absolutely poorly. So that should not be the case, because this is also crucial in helping someone understand that you are a genuine business, you are a trustworthy business, and they should do business with confidence with you, right? So that is a crucial part. And this is where you can see there's about a section, and it is also added for the simple reason that if there is someone and they have to take that decision, should I do business with this particular business or not, or with this exporter or not. So for that, they need more information in addition to the product information, which we have already seen, it is there. So in addition to the product information, they should also know more about this business. How will they know more about this business? For that, we have the about section. This is where you can see there's a lot of information. Now, the point that I'm trying to make to you, or trying to highlight to you is that when you will be joining Indian Business Portal, or if you have already joined, ensure that this is as rich as possible. Again, going back to the saying or the words that I said to you earlier, that the objective is to impress the international buyer, right? So you have to put in as much information, as rich information as possible, so that international buyer, when they are reviewing this information, they can perceive you as a professional organization, a trustworthy organization, and they should confidently be clicking on contact sellers, or they should be requesting meeting with you, right? So that is something that you should do. There's one more element that I want to highlight, and that is here. This is where you can see license certificate. So this is where you can see they have added a number of certificates. When you are joining, or if you have already joined, please add your certificates, but because it adds a lot of credibility, a lot of trustworthiness. This is where they can come and they can see your certificate and they can understand like this is a genuine organization. They have shown their certificates, right? So this is another point I wanted to highlight. Now, coming back to the topic, and the topic was how will international buyer will be connecting with you, what are the methods they will be using. So the most popular method that international buyers are using these days to connect with exporters is this one, which is request meeting. So similar to how we are connecting today online, similar to that, they will be able to schedule a meeting with you, and they'll be able to explain their requirements to you. You will be able to explain about your business and take the discussion forward, right? So this is one method which is available. The second method is contact seller, which you are seeing here. So in this case, you'll get an email that there's someone on Indian Business Portal and they're wanting to contact you. You will obviously get their contact details. So you can call them back, or you can send them an email that we would want to take the discussion forward. This contact detail will also get added to the control panel of your website, right? So it is not like email is the only thing that if you accidentally deleted the email, the details are gone. Nothing like that. It will be added in the messages section on the control panel. The third method, which is also used by international buyers for connecting with Indian exporters, is this option: visit store, and they can visit your online store and they can go to the contact us section, and from there they can call you or send you an email that we are interested to do business with you. So these are the two broad methods which are used by international buyers when it comes to connecting with you or doing business with you. All right. So this was the first part of our discussion. Now we will move on to the second part of our discussion, and that is where I'm going to explain to you how you can join, because I can imagine there are many participants who are joining us here today and they are interested to understand how to join Indian Business Portal. All right. So for that, the very first thing that you have to do to join Indian Business Portal is obviously open Indian Business Portal. But before I explain you the process, which is again very simple, let me take you to a presentation and help you understand what is the process and what is the entire ecosystem that we are looking at. Why am I doing this? Why am I taking you to the presentation? Is for two reasons. One is to help you understand the process, and second is to help you understand the ecosystem. What are the opportunities that you have, which you must leverage to grow your business? All right. Firstly, what is the objective? Although Prateek has already explained about this in his brief, but I'll take a few seconds to again highlight the objective of Indian Business Portal. It is twofold. One is to help Indian exporters digitize or create a digital presence for themselves. Now, these technical jargons or these technical words, they look very heavy. So I'll just say it in very simple language, and that is every exporter should have their own website. Their own website. It is not like they're part of a platform, like having a profile on Indian, not like that. They should, each one of them should have their own website. That is one objective. The second objective, and what type of website you can create, that is also something I'm going to explain. So the second is obviously to connect with international buyers, make you visible in front of international buyers. And obviously, it is simpler and easier and more efficient to promote a single platform as compared to hundreds and thousands of individual exporters. And once they are on one single platform, it can be more efficiently and effectively promoted. All right. So that was a brief slide about the objectives. I was just highlighting them once again. Now, this is the important slide I wanted to show you. So firstly, how are you going to join Indian Business Portal? So you have to create something called digital catalog, your own digital catalog, and then that digital catalog will get linked with Indian Business Portal, right? So you'll be creating a digital catalog, and that digital catalog will get connected, will get linked with Indian Business Portal. What is digital catalog, and how many types of digital catalogs are there? All that I'm going to explain to you. Don't worry on that. Many of you may be wondering, like, what is a digital catalog? Don't worry. I'm going to explain to you in few seconds. But before that, I told you, I'm also going to highlight the areas of opportunities which are there for you. Now, once imagine that you have joined Indian Business Portal, then what are the areas of opportunity? The first one is obviously if you will be putting in effort, and they will be bringing international buyers onto Indian Business Portal. Now, those international buyers will be reviewing your profile, will be reviewing your catalog, and they'll be doing business with you either directly or through the request quotation process. The second is as you now have a website of your own, this is your own website that you have. Using that website, you can run digital ads, or you can do your own promotion, you can do your own marketing, and that is where you can attract international buyers onto your website and do business with them. So that is the second area of opportunity that you have. The third one is you are going to become a part of a business community, and that is where you can network with business owners from 150 countries and explore business opportunities with them, right? So this is the view of the entire ecosystem in a nutshell, and hope it also helps you in understanding what are the areas of opportunities so that you can also focus on them. All right. So now I'm going to take you back to the browser, but before that, I'm going to show you few examples of digital catalogs. So obviously, I've told you that you have to create something called digital catalog. So you must all be excited to understand what is a digital catalog. So digital catalog simply is a website, but website with certain capabilities. What are those capabilities? So the first one is it should have the ability to showcase a business's product or service offering. For example, this particular website that we are looking at, it is showcasing their products, right? So that is one capability. The second capability, it should have the ability to receive inquiries or orders. Can this website do that? Yes, send inquiry. A prospective can send them an inquiry that they are interested to buy this ground roller, right? So that is the second capability. The third capability is that the business information should be visible, or the website should be displaying information about the business. Is that there? So let's open the About Us page and let's see. Yes, it is there. It is showcasing information, including video about this business. So we can review that and we can understand about the business. So this website can be called a digital catalog, right? So that is just for your understanding, but I'm just taking you through various examples to help you understand what are the different types of digital catalogs that you can create. There's one type of digital catalog wherein you're showcasing a product, and if there is someone who's interested to do business with you, they can send you an inquiry. This is where you can see there's a send inquiry button. So they can send you an inquiry, and this is where you can see the information of the product is visible, and then they can connect with them that and understand the requirement and take the discussion forward. This is one type. This is on a similar line, again, a hardcore industrial product. And here also, they can send inquiry or request for quotation, right? Now, this is another example, again, an exporter, but exporting to retail customers. Those are B2B exporters, or the digital catalogs of B2B exporters. This is a digital catalog that is catering to B2C or retail customers. So this is where international customer, they can come here and they can place an order for their personal requirement in smaller quantities. So that is also possible. If you want to have this kind of an experience on your digital catalog, that is also possible. there is a third type, and this is something that we have seen earlier also. I'm just going to quickly open one of the products to show you that this is where you can do both the things also together. So this is where if there's a retail customer who want to buy this product, they can come here, they can place an order. In fact, we do have a feature wherein you can display the product pricing in different currencies also. So if there's a customer from US and they are looking at this product, by default system will show the pricing in US dollars, and you can also factor it up. If you want to increase it or add some margin to it, you can do that. And send inquiry is something which can be used by bulk buyers. So if there's a business that is wanting to buy these products in bulk from them, they can send the inquiry to them, right? So this is the third type of digital catalog. The fourth one is little different. This is a popular kitchen appliances and kitchen ware brand. And if you look at the website, you'll say that it looks like a typical online shopping website, whereas as a customer, I can come, I can review the product, and I can place an order, right? So it looks like that, and you're not wrong if you have that understanding. But it also has a hidden capability, and the hidden capability is that all the bulk buyers, those are retailers, shop owners, distributors, etc., they can come here and they can place an order. So they can log in. There's a secure login. Using that, they can log in and then they can place an order. So they can buy in bulk using this capability. Now, you might be wondering, it does not look related to export. Why is he wasting our time explaining that? This capability has a utilization in export as well. What is that utilization? So the utilization is, I have interacted with many businesses who are from certain industries, and they have this fear that if you are displaying our latest collection, our latest styles, or our latest creation on our website, then there is a strong chance that those styles, those designs, or those creations will get copied by our competitors from India or other countries, and all our effort will go in vain. So using this capability, this secured login, what you can do is you can upload your products, but they'll not be visible to anyone who's visiting your website, only to the people whom you are granting access, this permission. Only they will be able to log in and see those products. Others will not be able to see those products, right? So this is a wonderful capability that you can also consider utilizing. Now, this particular website that I'm showing to you, I'm just showing it deliberately because this is a common question that gets quite frequently asked, that I am a merchant exporter. It is not, I'm not saying I am a merchant exporter, but the question is that I'm a merchant exporter and I deal in a very varied categories of product. Can I display all of them on my digital catalog? I'm just repeating the question. So the question is that I deal in a very diverse category, and this is typically merchant exporters. Can I display all that on a single digital catalog, or do I have to create separate catalogs for each category? No, you can display all that in a single digital catalog, and that is what you're seeing on your screen as well. So this is where the digital catalog has products which are in groceries, fruits and vegetable, and then there are fashion products. Then there are other products like copper products, iron drums, bitumen drums also, right? So again, very diverse categorization, or they're dealing in very diverse categories. So absolutely, you can do that. You don't have to create multiple websites. You don't have to create multiple digital catalog. All right. So this is where I can imagine that at least the concept of digital catalog is clear to all of you. Now we are going to very quickly switch the screen and go back to Indian Business Portal to understand the process of joining Indian Business Portal. What is the process? The very first step, which I've also explained earlier, is obviously to open Indian Business Portal on your device, on your browser. And once you have opened Indian Business Portal, then you have to click on the option which says register as Indian exporter. Let me highlight that for everyone's reference. This is the option where you have to click, and which will open another page. This is the page which will get opened up. Now here you have to click on create your catalog. You can click there or you can click here, and it will take you to another page. This is where you'll see a video. Now it is a sincere request to all of you that before doing anything else, please review this video. Again, I'm saying so that it is clear to everyone. You came to Indian Business Portal, then you click on register as Indian exporter, which opened this page. On this page, you clicked on create your catalog, which opened this page. On this page, you'll see there's a video. Please do watch the video before doing anything else. So you shouldn't go ahead or you shouldn't proceed ahead with the process unless you have watched the video, because that will help you understand the step-by-step process and also give you clarity in terms of what are the information required or what are the information that you should collect and be ready when you're going through the journey. So that way your process of creating your digital catalog will be absolutely simple and easy, and something that you'll be able to do in one sitting also, right? So it will make you more efficient and it will make the process easier as well, right? So please do review the video. This is the video. I've already opened that. Now, obviously, because the video is already available, so I'm not going to take you through the process. It is a very simple and easy process. In fact, I'm going to just walk you through the steps. So this is the screen that we have seen. You have to add your email ID, create a password, and then you have to do the OTP verification, input your GST, add your company name, location, etc. Then which industry do you belong, and it will what activities that you are engaged in. It will bring you here. You have to click on convert now, which will open this overlay. You have to answer 3 simple questions. Select a design theme. If you don't like it, you can change it at any given point in time. Then you have to move to the next screen. That's where you have to review. The business name will be populated here by default. In case you want to change it, you can do that and do that later as well. And this box will be either empty or it will have a code. You have to type your business name without space or any special character. This is where you have to just type your business name without space or any special character. I've already said that. So this is where you're creating the link to your digital catalog, and it will have a suffix called linker.store, or it will have it will be on our subdomain, which is linker.store. But why is it on linker.store? Why it is not on your own domain? Because you are still creating it. Once it is ready, you can take that decision whether you would like to take it on your own domain or you would want to continue with linker.store. That is absolutely your decision. So let me also show you an example. This is where you can see it as World Class Traders or HK Online or Makhari Electrical Exports, right? Or this is surgicalshop.com. Now these businesses are using their own domain. If you want to do that, you can certainly do that. Now I'm going to show you an example wherein the business is continuing to use linker.store. So if you want to continue to use linker.store, you can also do that. Now, why are we giving this option? So it is for 2 simple reasons. One is to make this process as simple as possible. The second is to give SMEs or MSMEs a sustainable digital solution. And sustainable is not related to the environmental sustainability. It is the long-term sustainability. If you have created a website, you will agree that there are cost heads associated with it. So for example, you have to buy a domain and renew it. You have to buy an SSL and renew it. And this is where positive SSL, not the free SSL, the positive SSL typically costs around few thousand rupees a year. And then you have to take care of hosting, you have to take care of technical support if it's required. So there are a number of cost heads. Now, because of those cost heads, sometimes or MSMEs, when they're considering this decision of creating their own digital presence in the form of a website, they shy away from doing that because of all the cost heads associated. So we wanted to make this bottleneck go away by providing our subdomain. So this is where if you're using the subdomain, you don't have to worry about the domain renewal. You don't have to worry about the SSL. You don't have to worry about the hosting. And the interface is so simple that anyone and everyone can use it, right? So without spending anything, you'll be able to create your own digital presence and also use it. Perfect. So that's where we have completed most of the steps. The last thing is you have to upload one more product, which is explained in the video. You can upload them in bulk also. Now, once you have done uploading the products, you have to publish your store. So I'm going to just quickly show you that. You have to click on this home-shaped icon as explained in the video, and then you have to publish your store, and it will conclude the online store creation process. This is how easy it is to actually create your digital catalog. Once it is created, once you have done that, and once you have reached this stage where confetti is falling from the sky, this is not the end of the story. There is more effort. So I'm going to switch the screen, take you to the control panel of a demonstration account. This is a demonstration account. So what are the next steps? So obviously the next step is to upload the remaining product. You certainly may not be having one product only or one service only. You may be dealing on multiple. So you have to go to the product section and upload them one product or service at a time, or you can upload them in bulk. As per your requirement, you can choose any process as per your requirement. Once you have done that, then you can go to store settings, store details, and that's where you'll see there is a section called about your export. So I'm going to show you that about your export. And this is the section where you'll be filling in the information, and it will populate the about us page on the Indian Mills portal. So for a quick moment, I'm going to switch the screen and take you back there. So this section is populated by the information that you're adding here. So you have to specify whether you're a FIO member or not, IC code, and the legal entity type, the year of establishment, whether you're merchant, exporter, manufacturer, exporter, the export turnover, countries you have already exported to, countries you would like to export to, number of employees, licenses. This is essential, is critical. This is something that you must add. And then advantage and innovation, again, adding information to impress the international buyer. And lastly, you have to specify what type of proposals you are interested in. And then you have to click on save. So this is the second step. Upload the product, then come here. Now, the third one is optional. So if you want to go to My Store and do the beautification, you have to set up the navigation. If you want to set up the navigation or want to continue with the basic theme, that is a decision that you can take. If you want, my personal recommendation is that you should upload the banner or create a real catalog that is presentable. If it is, it looks like work in progress, and there is a possibility, a very high possibility that before sending you the request, they will be clicking, the international buyers will be clicking on visit store, and they will be going to your online store. Now, if your online store, your digital catalog looks like a work in progress thing, then obviously they may not send you the request, or they may not connect with you. So my personal recommendation is you should complete the navigation setup. You should, not the supply chain, sorry. You have to go to My Store, and you can do the navigation setup from here, and you can go to themes and apply the theme, and then you can go to Store Preview to upload the banners. You can do all that. We have detailed tutorial videos available about all of them. So you can do that once you are absolutely certain that my digital catalog is ready, and now I can start showing my offering on Indian Mills portal. That's where you have to come to the home section. How do you open the home section? Click on this home button, and it will open this page. On this page, you have to scroll down. This is where you'll see there's a option which says send request. You have to click on that, which will open the overlay. On the overlay, you'll see it has two parts to it. One part says do's and don'ts. Obviously, you should read them, but more importantly, you should watch the video. This is where you'll see there's a video link. You should watch this video. In this video, we have explained what are the mistakes which can prevent your business from being showcased on Indian Mills portal. You should watch this video. In this video, we have just not highlighted the mistakes. We have also given you the solution, right? So what is the mistake and how to solve it? All that is explained in this video. Please do watch the video. And once you are absolutely sure that there are no mistakes, there are no issues, then you can submit your request. So to submit the request, you have to just agree to the terms and then click on save, and the request gets submitted. Our operations team will take 1 or 2 working days to review your request, and if everything is in order, your products and your business will start appearing on Indian Mills portal. If there is an issue, if there is a shortcoming, they will reject it, and you will receive the comments that this is the reason why they have rejected it. All right. So this will be all from my side. I am going to share with you the tutorial video links in case you're wondering how will we access these tutorial videos. Don't worry, I'm going to share the links with you. And by the way, this tutorial is also available in Hindi. I'm going to share with you the Hindi video link as well. So I'm going to add them in the chat, and here you have the tutorial videos. I am also going to share my contact details. Once again, although I've done that, and I'm also going to share the contact details of our help desk so that if any one of you, while you're creating your digital catalog or at any stage, any given point of time, if you face any difficulty, you can reach out to our help desk and we can help you with your problem. We can help you with your issue. All right, so this is where we should begin with our question answer round. So the first question was from Sumit, and he was asking for ways to connect with international buyers, and I think we have explained that in today's session. Next question is from Shally Associates, and their question is, should we go for other B2B platforms or GlobeLinker should be enough? So this is where I'll give you a honest answer, and this is where I'm just not just referring or replying to Shally Associates question. I'm sharing this with everyone who's joining us here today, and that is so there was a comment I was just reading. Sorry for that. So the question once again is that should we just be listing on Indian business portal, or should we list on the other portals or platforms which are available there? Now, this is where it is a very simple phenomena, or this is a very simple rule that you should follow as a seller. As a seller, and if you want, you can note it down as well. This is something which was shared to me by my mentor. So the rule is that as a seller, it is your duty, mind the word duty, it is your duty to be available at every customer touch point. So customer touch points vary depending business to business, product category to category, but wherever is your customer, you should be present. It is your duty, right? I hope that answers the question. The comment which I was reading in the chat is of Bhavika, and her question was related to YouTube videos. So her question was, all the processes shown in the video? Yes, certainly all the processes shown in the video. How many queries can we get from this portal? Depends on how efficient or how seriously you are doing, not seriously is not the right word, how well you are creating your data, kind of how good is the information that you're adding and how much effort you are putting in networking with business owners or promoting your business. That will determine how many inquiries that you're going to get. Obviously, a few team is working, they are putting in a lot of effort to bring international buyers, and you can see there are so many inquiries which are there. They also put in a lot of effort in due diligence as well. So that will continue to grow. But this is where again I'm being absolutely